I don't think that's happening at all here, but it's open, it's out there. Like you said, I really like the way they scale with the Sven, with the Magnus and Power if they get a couple of good RPs, but on the other side, you will have break. Phoenix does not care too much about Sven because of the fire spirits, because of the egg that you can dodge that egg and then stun later on when it comes. And TB is arguably one of the better heroes versus him.
Yeah, and I really like the Sand pick personally. I think it fits like everything they needed in their draft. I'm just a little worried about Disruptor. I don't know what this hero really does right now, because he's been looking really weak in most of the games. But I mean, I think the drafts look pretty fair, and it is a miracle on Terrorblade, one of his really comfortable heroes. But he is versus a couple annoying things. Like Sherry's good versus Nature's Prophet, but there is always going to be RP.
Okay, it's all good for comfort.
Shaker.
That's
good for comfort.
We want to see this showdown. We want to see everyone in their element. Let's pass it over to our casters, Capitalist and Jenkins.
That's right. Good morning, everybody, and we're going to start off with a hot clash here between OG and Nigma. A revival of the TI Finals. We get to see these two teams clash again. Since their loss to OG, however, Nigma has only managed to win a single series in this DPC season. In fact, it includes a loss here in this very tournament where they got 2-0'd by OG. So, Nigma coming into this with something to prove, Jenkins.
Yeah, that's all. That's
okay.
Okay. All right.
I don't think they can keep him there is the problem, but still.
11 seconds. He's good. He's all right.
Either way, the fact that he has to use his TP scroll does mean OG kind of freely get whatever lane matchup they want now.
This is true, and I was thinking that Nigma in this game, they really need to get these lanes right. I was thinking there's going to be some lane shenanigans because there are some nice counters on Nigma to the OG heroes. If you can get Viper versus the Sven, it's pretty nice. If you get Sand King versus the Sven, it's pretty nice. Looks like they are actually choosing to put the TB into the Sven lane. What support do they have up here? I suppose it's a Magnus, so you know you're going to free farm.
Pull back here from the skewer. The meta's still up, but they're just going on to Miracle here, not allowing him to get in that good harassment damage. So it looks like he may go down. Pops the Fairy Fire, tries to get the last hit, and they do manage to do it. No Tail goes down first. Miracle's going to try and juke it out, but MidOne cuts down the tree to reveal him and claim Miracle's head.
That's meta cooldown, and also he has no TP.
Oh, yeah.
That is just one of the worst things that can happen. You wouldn't expect a 5 Magnus to contribute so much at this point, but
blocked in, mind control, level 1 burrow strike here, blocked in by the tree, and that's why he has to use the burrow to get out. So already OG off to a flying start here in the laning phase, or even the mid lane. You can see Weeha's getting quite low to Thompson's persistent harassment.
Yeah,
sure, that's going to be a fun matchup, just back and forth.
I think neither of them are going to be too happy in that lane.
Yeah.
You know, you got the physical damage to harass the Viper down, but you're going to take that magic damage straight back. Rough. Man, what a struggle it is up here. No Tail just trying to pull people into that tower. Miracle doesn't have that meta to work with.
He keeps doing it time and time again.
So annoying.
Every single time, gets a hit in, threatens them to back away with the skewer. And MidOne is getting some, feels like some pretty free CS at this point, even though it is a double melee matchup. The skewer back into the tower. Just beautiful from No Tail, man.
You know what? Oh, Thompson, be careful, man. Look, 3. Okay, he's got the Fairy Fire. He's good to go.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, blocked in. Saksa tried to keep GH at bay, but he does go down. GH used both of his abilities, but it's not like Seb can stick around and really finish him off anyway.
Under attack.
Thompson really daring him here. He's still got the win run and the power shot with a Fairy Fire on top. That is going to be enough for his bottle to start flying out, but this is going to be a very key wave that comes in where he can't really feel too good about playing forward here until he's actually got the bottle regen in.
Yeah, that's a slow courier, man. You could see he went for the second point in the wind run just to deal with this situation. He'll have enough levels to eventually max out that power shot, so it's no big deal, but he has to do this because, you know, Wee's going to play up like this.
Yep. Thompson leading him into the side here. The courier doesn't go down, gets the bottle, starts harping in those stat items. Nice play by Wee the Hot there to be able to cut down one of those bottle charges a little bit.
I'm kind of thinking, just looking at this no-tail Magnus, maybe it wasn't the PA that was so great in that game versus Secret. Maybe it was the no-tail Magnus. Like, this has been amazing so far, what he's done with this here. And we saw that, like, the 4 or 5 man RP that he did in that game as well.
Yeah, and if you're able to pull off, like, I imagine the biggest downside of a 5 Magnus has got to be its laning case. It's a melee hero, but if he can manage to cobble together really good situations like this, looks like another skewer back, pull back in with the shockwave here. MidOne looks to finish him off. They're going to battle back and forth, but the wand charge is going to make the difference. MidOne will survive, and if anything, RMN, he may still be in trouble. It's going to pop the mango, go for it here. The Thunder Strike, is that going to finish him off? The Fairy Fire goes off. One more hit, and he does die, claiming the killing streak, but still missing out on all that experience. Meanwhile, Seb going down in the bottom lane. This Phoenix Sand King lane is getting a little rough now.
It's a lot of magic damage to put onto the Nature's Prophet. It's not easy to trade with these heroes that can just burst you down, but with regards to this top lane, honestly, if you're MidOne, you want to die there. Like, you trade your life for the kill. Nobody's alive to get that experience, and you just come back with more levels, more gold, and full resources. This top lane, I think they need to rotate out of this pretty soon on Nigma.
Yeah, this does seem like it's getting a little rough here. And I'm not sure if, like, pulling the Phoenix over would make things different, or if they just need to fully swap lanes. Really trying to pressure into Thompson here. These two mid laners, man, going up against each other, they're just both so goddamn aggressive.
Surprised neither of them have died here.
Yeah, seriously.
They're just sitting at low HP and constantly sending out regen.
Both of them have, like, Fairy Fires, or here with Weehaw, Magic Wand charges that can turn things around if you dive in too deep. Thompson's going to go for it now, but now he's extended a little bit too deep as RMN should manage to pick up the kill with a Thunder Strike. GH is also there. Saksa, he's going to try and finish off Weehaw here with the Enchant Totem hit, but he's not able to do so.
Wow.
Weehaw stays alive in this one. In this first game, anyway, Weehaw walks away with the early victory.
So difficult to kill a Viper. No-tail.
Is he gonna kill him?
Can you really? Is he gonna hit him? Can you really do this?
Look at this build from No-tail too. Ring of regen, 2 healing cells.
Yeah, he's just trying to heal up MidOne, playing the ultimate support. I can't believe Mag Sven somehow is just dumpstering this top lane.
Yeah, seriously.
Look at this, and he's just infesting this triangle all by himself. Are you kidding
me? He's gonna chill here. He's got the skewer. Pulls Miracle out of position somewhere Miracle doesn't really want to be. Invis Rune, that's going to be found in top lane, so the refill and Rune for Thompson.
I'm gonna be honest, I can't believe No-tail kept a straight face in his cam while doing that. You'd think that he's just laughing hysterically, but he's full on finals mode. He's serious
dude,
mode.
he's a killer right now. It looks like he's got the same face after that loss to Secret, you know, where they were just they just looked unhappy and mean.
Yeah, he wants to win.
You don't normally think of OG of all teams to be like that, since we've seen them with so happy with so much success in the last 2 True Science. MidOne's going to come in, pops God Strength. They're going to turn on a Miracle here, a level 4 Terrorblade versus the level 6 Sven, and they might actually be able to walk away with a victory here. Is MidOne? No! The skewer back, but eventually they do get the kill on a MidOne. Meanwhile, mid lane, a Focus Fire and a dance away from Thompson. He actually gets the kill, and for now is getting out. And here goes one of those healing salves from Seb, it looks like was passed over. He's going to TP out.
This is a crazy game. You just have this like epic battle between the carries that probably shouldn't be fighting on the top lane. They're just like, well, I think I trade better than you. They both just fight to the death. And then mid lane, you have 4 other people fighting simultaneously. Bot lane, nobody's even down there. You know, somebody could be getting all this CS. It's so funny when you see these top teams clash with each other. The mind games that go on.
Pull back in. They're going to have to go into tower range for this one. No-tail. Okay, they don't really need the skewer so much. He's going to pop it here to make sure RMN does die. They're going to be stuck here, taking a little bit of tower hits, but Seb, he is going to try and use this opportunity to push down the tower nice and early. GH is going to be there to respond. One of the better heroes to do so.
Yeah, you can clear up that wave with the spirits. You can see that that's why the treants have been microed away. They're just going to die. You'd like to protect the catapult, but You can't against the Phoenix.
You've got the burrow strike, but he's got a haste, so I'm not sure if you can actually do that much to him. Thompson gets a bit low, but ultimately he is fine.
If they could have gotten a Viper strike off there, maybe that would result in a kill with that burrow, but unfortunate haste timing. Or fortunate, depending on who you're a fan of.
I feel like this is going to be hard for Nigma to be able to keep up, just because they are matched up against a core Furion. If we are seeing such heavy rotations and so much fighting, then I have to assume naturally the Nature's Prophet is going to give OG the edge.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, you look at this mid hero that they have too. They have a Viper, right? This is a slow hero. He just kind of runs his face at towers, and if you run away from him, there's not much that he can do. Whereas this Wind Ranger, like this hero, she's got a mobility ability. It's very easy for her to be around the map and being active. So I think in the mid matchup as well, OG definitely takes the edge here. And then they have a farming Sven with the Magnus in power.
Which is where Nigma have to be really careful with their rotations, whether it's with TPs or just walking across the map. They do not want to be outmaneuvered by OG, and this is currently a dead even game here. This Miracle's actually farming up the bottom lane right now. So he started off in the off lane and then rotated in the safe lane, which normally we see the opposite.
It's a very, very strange lane setup so far, but once again, when you see these top teams, there's so many plays and counterplays and mind games that are happening that it can kind of look like a Herald pub, but it's just some crazy shenanigans going on.
Thompson going to be burrow struck up here. Trapped inside the kinetic field. They're going to turn around. The Fire Spirits are still up for GH, so he can pop the Supernova. Feeling okay, but oh no. Stanza and No Tail both came in from the side to be able to finish him up. MidOne super low. Mind control. He's going to have that last burrow strike to finish him off. Turn back around. Oh, the Viper put up on the high ground by No Tail, but he does have the TP. And ultimately, Nigma do walk away with the win. Around that Supernova, they trade 1 for 3.
So this is exactly what you're mentioning. Like, I think in order to fix the fact that you don't have these super fast-paced heroes, you have to play very aggressive. You can see they're playing into OG's triangle. They're going for that particular bounty rune as opposed to the more defensive ones, even with the TB. I imagine we'll probably see Miracle show up to some pushes this game. He's done it on Arc Warden, so I imagine he'll do it on TB, who's obviously much better at pushing. And I think that's exactly what they need to do. They need to start closing in the map on OG, or else they're going to possibly get outpaced.
Yeah. Close, but not quite, says Weeha as Thompson's power shot. Slightly misses him. That one hits, though. And you could see Thompson's just trying to like bring down the wave and get the Viper a little bit low, because this is a Siege Wagon push. MidOne's going to come in. Actually, okay, that Stormhammer. Nice Jackal does manage to latch onto Weeha, so even if the Stormhammer missed, now pull back in here. RMN, Static Storm doing a good amount of damage here to MidOne. And RMN eventually going to die here, and this is looking like a fight that is going to be won in turn for OG. This time a 2 for 0.
Really nice fissure there, too, from Soxa, just splitting up that fight. Nobody could get in. You could see Mind Control was there, and burrow into Epicenter could be quite devastating. I mean, MidOne was sitting at 20%, 30% HP, so just splitting up that fight with the fissure. It's hard to be useful on Earthshaker at this point in the game without a blink. You start feeling like you really need that item. But in that situation, the fissure was very critical.
Nice read. It was very smart by Soxa. He knew where the Terrorblade was going to be, too, but fortunately, just there, a second too late. Miracle does do a good job of like keeping some of the pressure off that safe lane tower, cleans up one creep wave, but ultimately he's got to retreat. OG are making a heavy commitment here to take down this tier 1. Nigma in turn are going to try and force down this mid tower, but here comes Soxa already with the 2-man Fissure. Thompson pushing them back with a power shot as well. Nigma, I think we're hoping to be able to get a nice trade out of that, but OG split just well enough.
Yeah, this is something that they're quite good at doing. We've seen Team Secret, they did this, and then coming into the next day, OG started kind of taking a page out of their book, splitting up their combo so that they can take an objective, defend an objective. Not easy to do, but once again, when you have... I think they need to blink on Sand King on Nigma. Yeah. I think that's one way that you can make this... Actually went for the travels. I think that's one way that you can make this defense from Thompson very punishable. You can just, you know, Epi into blink burrow him and then he dies, and then all of a sudden you take that mid tower, maybe more.
So the fact that he did go the Boots of Travel first does mean that they may have missed out on an opportunity there, but The idea behind this boots of travel, I assume, is just to kind of match the mobility of OG, right? He needs to get in front of all these tower pushes when possible, when it feels safe enough to do so.
Right. Yeah. I think that's fair. You know, you have this Nature's Prophet running around, taking towers of treants. You get the boots of travel, you just show up to wherever he is and defend it. Sand King's possibly the best tower defender in Dota currently, so.
He flew out his Blink Dagger into the mid-tier 2, TP'd there, picks it up, smoke play.
And Thompson's gonna die.
This is gonna be pretty fast. Mind Control's gonna show up immediately. Burrow Strike onto Thompson here. Thompson's gonna be held inside the kinetic field, so can't really use that win run to his advantage. And Miracle will also sweep in with the meta ready to go. I love how fast that was, right? Didn't wait for the Blink Dagger to fly out to the top lane, right?
Nope.
Delivered it to mid-tier 2. Fast smoke play into mid. Miracle was already making the rotation there as well.
Yeah, literally, like, you could do that about 0.5 seconds faster, hypothetically. Like, that was as crisp as it gets.
Yeah.
Nigma has it turned on this game, for sure.
And as a result, they are netted with a nice kill on the mid-tier 1 tower, slightly evening things up. Mind Control still has to deal with these pesky pushes in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, though, the Sven was taking some time to farm and completed an Echo Saber.
We here, but
Does manage to get the shackle there. Lash onto the side lane trees. The focus fire is out. Weehaw, he already had a decent amount of health there from the charges. There goes the Burrow Strike as well. The last bit of focus fire plus the damage comes in from the Sven to be able to finish him off. But the Sven is now in a kind of nasty position here behind this tier 1 tower, dropping a little bit low. RMN trying to back away into the trees, into the safety of the Sandstorm. GH drops a meteor. Oh, it misses on Soxa. Soxa hits the Echo Slam. They just need a little bit more damage to finish off RMN. They actually use the RP, but that's not going to be enough with the 2-man Burrow Strike to go drop the Supernova. And now the supports No Tail, a smart TP away, gets him away from that situation. He actually managed to make the read. Glimpses on cooldown, Burrow Strike on cooldown. He can get the free escape.
Yeah, very nice, good defense from Nigma. It's not the most important tower to defend, but you have the Sand King. Like, you know that you're going to win these fights. You could even see MidOne in that fight playing so careful not to hard commit to it because he knew that the Sand King blink was coming out. Like, that he was going to get blink burrowed, and if it's a 2-man burrow, I think it's quite devastating for OG. So good read on for OG there, getting out of that. That could have been a lot worse, I think, with how crazy that dive was.
Why is the TB's talents, why is it a higher number for evasion than movement speed?
Dire's top
That's a
tower is
great
under
question.
I feel like just 1-to-1 evasion might be a little bit more value.
Because nobody was going that talent, and then it got buffed 7 patches in a row. That definitely helps.
And here we are at 16%.
Very annoying to play against, honestly. As if this hero didn't have enough effective HP against physical damage.
Yeah, currently sitting at 32 armor.
And that actually is a big problem for OG to address, is that they're all physical damage currently against this Terrorblade.
Yeah, sure.
Who has got so much effective HP. We saw the trading in the laning phase, MidOne versus TB.
See if they can chain stun GH down here, prevent him from getting off the Icarus dive, and they do. Mid-dive. MidOne does manage to get that kill. TP out from RMN, but there's a Fisher to be able to catch him. 2 kills, 2 pickoffs here for OG. Very nice, both of the supports dying.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
So, you know, it's a couple of kills, frees up this top area. This lets them make moves on the map, but it's not going to result in any objectives, that mid-tower. We is still sitting in front of it. You're not going to get that.
No.
Just kind of a stalling couple of kills there, stopping the pressure from Nigma, which, you know, if you're OG, you're okay with this. You have a Magnus. You're going to win the late game if you keep farming. Nice stacks.
Yeah, big time stacks. I'm guessing the next timing for OG is going to be around this BKB of this Sven.
Yeah,
and
this
they're
is
going to try and go ham.
This is very likely. I mean, every one of these heroes on Nigma, basically, you know, you have all this magic burst damage. The Viper ult does go through, which is a bit unfortunate. Obviously, the Terrorblade doesn't care that much about a BKB, but you can at least disengage if you have the BKB. There's nothing currently that is going to stop a BKB TP, so it basically makes you immortal in this game if you play it well enough.
And thanks to the assistance of No Tail, the stacks, our Sven is currently sitting 2,000 net worth above the Terrorblade, though it is a very even game still. And As, the big difference is GH and Saksa. GH has gotten a lot more farm out of his Phoenix, while Saksa was struggling to complete his Blink Dagger not so long ago, though. I think he may have it now. Mind Control, they're going to go for him first. There's the Static Storm to help Mind Control get out of here. The RP goes down onto the Terrorblade here, trying to catch him in the Phoenix, but it looks like, okay, that's just going to be No Tail Dead. Not a whole lot he could do with that. Is that a TV illusion? I swear to God, I saw a TV. Mind Control. Okay, they have the reflection, but MidOne still has a haste route, so he's going to take the time to farm up the Ancients right in front of them.
So funny.
He's out, and they're all good.
Like, he knows they're going to take the triangles. So he's like, you're not taking these Ancients. These are mine. Snags those up there. I mean, that was really nice mag play by No Tail there. Like, you had, you know, the RP into Shockwave into pulling 3 people together with the skewer, but there wasn't anything to follow up. Earthshaker was dead, and MidOne wasn't there on Sven. So you've got none of this AoE stun for a really nice play like that. And RMN with a really nice Static Storm there, catching the Earthshaker. Like, they need him to teamfight currently.
Okay. Just a couple tier 2 items still left out there, but OG, it's time for them to make a move. They're going to move to this bottom lane, make use of the Orchid here to try and finish off GH, but they do have a little bit of helping hand there in the Eul Scepter. Mind Control's got to get out of here. Blink Dagger up in a second. Is he going to be able to get it off just before the Stormhammer hits him? Mind Control escapes, and that's all important. If they kill Mind Control, then tower pushes become a real possibility for OG.
Yeah, 100%. GH is going to be alive soon. It's not the biggest deal to lose him. Like, this game is being played so fast by both teams. There's such little downtime between kill and objective, and you respawn and immediately OG swarms this bot lane and Nigma has to leave. Like, it's resulted in such a, okay, burrow in.
Okay, the Orchid,
Careful.
There's no Sandstorm out here. Mind Control, he's going to use the Eul Scepter and try and get off the Sandstorm, but they're probably very likely going to have some vision to see him. Yeah, and that's behind the towers, actually. They've got a Ward Sentry combo that allows them to be able to take this mid tower in one fell swoop. Now they're looking for a little bit more. MidOne still has this BKB to be able to operate off of. Meteor Hammer coming down, Static Storm. They're both going to miss here. Okay, let's skewer back in. The Viper is a much more feasible target for MidOne to be able to go on to, but he's taking a lot of damage now with the Supernova going out. Going to pop the Thunder for just a little bit of helping hand in the HP, but MidOne looks to be able to finish him off, and an Echo Saber hit. Does manage to get that kill. MidOne reads it quite well there. GH kind of diving through, but while people are low, it's not low enough for a support to do the job to finish him off. The skewer back, the focus fire, okay. Just a little bit more damage here. And that is 4 dead. All they lost was Seb. OG. Are they gonna be able to? Nah, they're just backing up to Roche, right? They're not actually gonna do Roche? No.
It's a hard Roche to take with the respawn timers being so short. Man, I'm impressed. Well, I mean, it's OG. I mean, this is a two-time TI winning team, obviously, so they're very capable of doing this, but it's such an impressive call to make, to commit to an unkillable egg on the low ground that nobody can hit, and just press BKB and focus a TB in his own triangle. Like, to make that call, to do that on the high ground, it is so risky.
Mind Control gets the initiation. Soxon tries to respond in turn with the Echo Slam. Kind of whiffs there as he took a little bit of damage and wasn't able to get the jump he was looking for. As a result, both he and Thompson will go down. Seb, glimpse, Burrow Strike. That'll be what stops the teleport in. And just as quickly as you thought OG had the advantage in team fights, Nigma strike back.
I don't know if he was trying to echo to stop the dive. I feel like he was trying, or maybe he took some damage or something like that. It looked like it could have been both. It's kind of an ambiguous situation, but very unfortunate to have him use that there, because Nigma, like, if they see that, they're obviously going to take a fight, and now
they're going to be the ones
too. Even if he respawns, 11, he doesn't have Echo Slam.
Yeah.
How do you fight this?
They don't have meta, but they do have some stuns, and they put 5 heroes in here. The Fire Spirits do a lot when it comes to not taking too much damage from Roshan. And, they have a medallion, actually. Who has that medallion?
Roshan has fallen.
Because none of their heroes really naturally pick it up, but I actually missed it. Static Storm, they have that nice egg there out on top. They're going to be trying to pull it back in, but the glimpse doesn't happen fast enough. MidOne turns around with his BKB. Sunder, the Sunder actually trying to help out Mind Control, but now Miracle Michael's exposed. He can't get out of here. That's going to be his first life, and it could be his second life as well. No, OG, they're going to back up. They see GH. They say that's a much easier target. No need to try and force things too much here. Let's get this kill on the support, play on our high ground, and Nigma do not feel comfortable going into that high ground just yet, or maybe they will. Mind Control's going to jump in, manage to get the burrow strike with MidOne. No longer having the BKB. A two-man Stormhammer stun. They're getting in some damage here with the Orchid on Weehaw as well. He may be taken out here. They just need a little bit more. Sox is trying to finish him off. He turns around. No, but Fisher doesn't go off in time. Miracle's quite low as well. Surely Thompson's going to be there to finish him off, and they will. Epicenter slowing down Thompson as much as possible. They see Seb's quite low, but he TP's out successfully. Thompson trying to chase after him. They get the burrow strike, but uh-oh, Mind Control sees No Tail here, and he's like, this is not good at all. He's been shackled, shotted up. No Tail skewers him over to Weehaw, and they're going to bring back in Seb. They see the focus fire onto Weehaw, doing enough damage. It barely does. Mind Control misses the burrow strike onto Thompson. Thompson survives through it all, but Mind Control equally will retreat. Will go back in, or is he going to hide and just TP out? What's going on here? TP away.
I did pull through the trees. He saw him. Yeah, he's like, oh. Didn't trust myself there. Man, the constant fighting in this. I feel like both sides need a pipe. Am I crazy that they don't? I don't think they have any pipes. I think they have mech on Seb, which is definitely helping out a lot. Let's see, no, just Greaves on Wii. Of course, that's going to help. You're asking about the medallion. That's also on Wii, so he's building to...
Very utility build to just try and buff up Miracle as much as possible. This seems to be a bit of a trend towards the end of the tournament.
Yeah, which is exactly what we've seen from Nigma as well. Just Wii is almost always going for this utility build.
Yep. Vlad's going to be completed soon for Mind Control. Everything they can to try and make this Terrorblade stronger than the Sven, and in turn... OG trying to do something similar here. Good catch on Asaxa.
He's just chilling in the trees, trying to set up like a good support, you know, staying in the trees.
Almost 2 kills a minute here is the pace of the game as we approach the 25-minute bounty runes. And surprisingly, Nigma are not going to go out and try and fight for it. They just take the 2 atop. Okay, no, they are going to do at least a little bit of engagement here. Burrow strike into the Old Scepter, into the Static Storm, but no. Thompson, he gets outside of that, but he also pops his BKB. So, if anything, Nigma are probably going to be pretty happy with
the creep's giving vision of him. He could maybe get glimpsed here. No, they're good. It's hard to commit into that high ground. You don't know what the heck is up there. Like, No Tail could be there, sitting with the blink, ready to go. Thompson just went for a Javelin into BKB rush, which I think it makes a lot of sense. Oh, Seb, he's caught here.
Yeah, Mind Control. He just, like, he's got a Yule Scepter, so he knows he just can stay on top of Seb. And eventually his team will catch up to him. All he has to do is make sure that Seb can't TP out. Now use the Burrow Strike because he thinks that the rest of the damage is going to be here, but he actually did not manage to get off the epicenter in time. Yes, the rest of his team is here, but so is OG. Most importantly, MidOne is here.
They just saw that we TP'd out.
Burrow Strike over the side. They have a Stormhammer. They know whoever they got here, they actually do have still some heroes around. They're going to be able to pop it as Miracle comes forward with the meta. RP comes out, managed to grab the 2 cores with the Sven on top, cleaving through Weehaw nice and quick, but he does manage to get off his Guardian Greaves. MidOne needs a little bit more damage, goes in the back line with a shackle shot onto 3. This cleave damage doing too much, but Miracle stop pumping out the damage onto MidOne right now, and Thompson can't possibly threaten that much armor. Ultra kill for Miracle. They had so many good AoE stuns set up, but poor old MidOne could not get the damage out fast enough. Ultimately, it's going to be a rampage for Miracle.
Man, this Viper dies in the fight, but he's actually doing so much work, as well as the Fire Spirits. Like, MidOne can't get a single hit off.
Yeah.
He's trying to trade with Miracle, and like we saw 4 people grouped up. That was a beautiful RP, but it doesn't matter when you're playing into all of this slow and disable.
Imagine what a difference it would have been, that fight, if they actually killed the Viper off of that RP.
Yeah, exactly.
He gets off the Guardian Greaves.
Exactly
all of a
what
sudden you have to go for more hits.
There's been this almost greed from OG to try to go for Miracle Terrorblade. They see the RP and it's like, okay, I believe that Thompson is going to finish off the Viper. Yeah. I'm going to go for this TB. Oh no, the Viper's alive. He pops the Greaves. He's still slowing this entire time. You have 4 heroes stacked up together, but there's no cleave happening because he's attacking once per 3 seconds on the Sven. And sure, he's got the Echo Saber, but he doesn't have the attack speed to deal with this.
And if a majority of the heroes on Nigma are still alive and your BKB is down, you're in trouble as that Sven. You're no longer going to be getting a whole lot of hits off.
Yeah, it's looking bleak. I mean, that was a really nice RP. They need to burst somebody. That's the bottom line here. They need to take the Viper out. They need to take GH out. Like, they need to focus fire. I don't think, after watching that fight, you can't just focus 2 heroes at the same time. You don't have enough damage.
They had vision of Seb's Furion, so they know he's up here, so they smoke to him rather than smoking to the other side where Seb can TP in. So they're just going to try and take him down real quickly. Okay, force out his BKB. That's still a small win. Roshan. They're going to play around this Roshan pit as much as possible. It is not up for another 2 minutes, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
It's one of those situations where Seb TP's out there where it's like, okay, I'm an Atrus Prophet, I have a BKB. Like, I'm supposed to be this hero that's playing in the dangerous place where I can just BKB TP out. Like, that's my job, you know?
Yeah.
But then if you're Nigma, you're like, okay, well, now we have, you know, 70 seconds to take a fight where there's no BKB on the Natures.
Jump in real quickly. Throw strike into the Meteor Hammer. Oh,
nice
okay,
dodge.
that was cute. Storm Hammer to be able to dodge that stun. MidOne still taking so much. He doesn't want to be forced into BKB, but finally he is just before the Burrow Strike came out from Mind Control. Oh, man. He almost missed that timing because of the level 20 talent. Mind Control got the -2 seconds on Burrow Strike cooldown.
Is under attack.
Yeah, that was very close. Very close to being devastating. Even there, you can see that the BKB, it wore off just before the TP ended, so if Mind Control was, you know, AI mode, he maybe could have...
Yeah, the Glimpse, the Yule Scepter, there's a lot of potential things that could have done something there.
But also, it shows a bit of respect, too, to MidOne that he's going to TP with the BKB lasting the duration of the TP.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, if you're playing against good players, you expect it to be like that. But in that situation, it just couldn't be like that because he was running away.
Burrow Strike. And this is not a place that Seb can just BKB and teleport out of. No. He knows it too. Instead of popping BKB, he gets off the Wrath of Nature. He does not have buyback.
Man, OG's just gonna fight anyway. These guys are nuts.
Yeah, they see the Phoenix in the mid lane. If they can catch somebody out of control, they might just be able to burst him down nice and quick, and that is going to be MidOne. Now the RP onto the Viper. Where's the follow-up? This Fisher's kind of blocking things out, but finally the Stormhammer's there with a Shackle Shot as well. That is going to be a nice kill into the 2 position. Immediately a buyback though from Mind Control. He sees MidOne retreating, and they know as long as they catch heroes, Miracle might be able to finish him off. But look at that. MidOne turns around with the last Stormhammer to be able to quickly kill RMN. He knows the Glimpse is going to be too much of a problem for him, so he tries to deal with that, but now he's going to be stuck. A nice Stormhammer stunning up the 2 of them, but he ultimately does die, and it's only going to be...
Oh, so close. Mind Control, man. He's so close this game to just ending the game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Soxa, man, he was waiting there. He had Echo Slam.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite close enough because he was getting zoned by Nigma, but man, if he could have double echoed there, I think MidOne could maybe just kill the 2 heroes. Possibly even Miracle.
That is one man who's been a little quiet in the server today, right? We have not seen like that really fight-winning Echo Slam from Soxa just yet. That says a bit about Nigma, who's putting so much pressure on him, but he's got to find a way to be able to open up his cave. And G8, yeah, he's already dove. He's got a Yule Scepter and Shivas to try and protect himself. The rest of his team, Shackle Shot. That's not good. Miracle's in a bit of trouble here. They want to play around to Sunder, though. Don't get too close. He's finally going to Sunder his own illusion here. Thompson's getting burned out from the Sun Ray with the Supernova. They need a little bit more damage. Sox is a bit shy on the Blink Dagger. Won't be able to catch Miracle. And now they come back in as Mind Control sees his opportunity to grab Seb here with the Yule Scepter. Burrow Strike is going to follow up soon. Okay, nice pullback there of the Glimpse catching Soxa. And with this Earthshaker down, a lot of possibilities are out there for Nigma.
At first you think like, oh man, GH is making this crazy play, like he's getting caught out, but then you realize that Nigma, like they're all running to this triangle right now. He's not making this play out of greed or anything. Like MidOne is dead, right? He was dead for that entire fight. So even with Thompson hitting that Shackle and catching Miracle out there, it's not enough damage. They need MidOne to actually win these fights. And they need everybody.
He was supposed to be the great high ground defender. That's where his game would be a little bit easier, and maybe he'd finally find that initiation. But with him dying for over 30 seconds, Nigma see that opportunity just to be able to take the tier 2 and a full lane of barracks at bottom.
Yeah, OG doesn't even bother defending it. They know that it's a really easy place to throw the game. And this is Dota in 7.27D. You know, the racks don't matter anywhere near as much as they used to.
Yeah. What matters maybe more is this Roshan right here.
Big boy definitely matters. What do we got on the Roche? Is this the third Roche? Or is this second? There's been so much fighting, actually.
Yeah, I think it's only the second Roshan because we were not able to take it early with just the back and forth game that was happening.
Right. They backed off and they didn't go directly into Roche because they were too low because there's been so much fighting in this game.
Oh, geez. RMN, he's just going to pick up a value plate mail for now. And presumably that will turn into a Lotus Orb, which is super good against Sven.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the only things that actually works against it. Just reflect the stun right in his face. Blink daggers work as well, which they have a couple of these.
34-26, Nigma currently leading by 8,000 net worth. There's not a whole lot of extra gold left on the side of OG. So this fight around Roshan could be the final hurrah for them, or it could be their way back into the game after what's been a pretty rough last few minutes. Thompson here. Okay, start off with that Yule Scepter. Now he no longer has it to protect himself. OG, they call GH's bluff. They say, we think you're alone here. Oh, RMN. Ghost Scepter protecting him for now. Throws out the Static Storm, but that is not going to be good enough. 2 pickoffs, one of which already buying back as they've caught Zoxa. Mind control, trying to keep him locked down with the help of Weehaw here. Slowed him down to a crawl. They're going to make sure this team fighter is out of the game. He does have a buyback as well. Right next to GH. Yule Scepter into the Meteor Hammer. Immediately a BKB goes out from Thompson. He knows it's all important. What a Shackle Shot into Storm Hammer. They're right on top of it with the Orchid as well. The RP, they need a little bit more. They've got him. Miracle goes down. A Supernova explodes though, and so much damage. Turned back in OG. Thompson. Oh, that Storm Hammer. It whopped its way in and does manage to bring down Weehaw and finish off GH as well. Now Miracle's just going to be kited as they look to be able to get that last control hero. That's a dieback. Oh my goodness, Nigma. They had OG on the ropes, and all of a sudden it's up to Miracle to try and hold out this game. He still has a Sunder. Can they chain summon here? A little bit more, but the Stormhammer makes sure there's going to be no Sunder here. A double tie back there, and they've got nobody left. OG, they can just go straight for the throne.
Man, they choose to sack Arax and then immediately run down mid, kill the entirety of Nigma, and now they're going to throw.
Surely they do it right on Nigma's side of the map. That is all about the OG, where they go for the knockout punch. They always look for these team fights, and they're not gonna go for throne here. The tier 2s are up on either side, so they can only go for throne from here.
Yeah, this is it.
I think this is totally free.
I don't know. There's nothing you can do. You have 13 seconds. Wee is alive.
Yeah. But it's going to be a 4-man of OG.
I think these are the 2 worst heroes to be alive for defending this.
Yeah.
I don't think we and our men can even defend this if they're alive.
I think in some ways OG were thinking like, of course they're going to have buybacks here, and they're like, okay, let's force it. All of a sudden, look at that. We've got ourselves a victory here in game 1 as Weehaw futilely tries to hold on. But man, what a